Wanting healthy, glowing skin for the holidays? Working on your holiday gift list? Well, Dr. Claire Dillingham with Cone Health Plastic Surgery Specialist is here today to discuss the do's, don'ts, and gift ideas for healthy skin during the holidays and, of course, skin recovery after all of those festivities. So, first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Sydney.
Absolutely. Let's start with this question. What are the most important things we should be doing for healthy, glowing skin this time of year? And plus, wanting to look and feel our best during the holidays.
So it's really important this time of year that you take into account the dryness. So you really want to make sure you're hydrating. So that would be the first thing. Secondly, you want to make sure you're really doing a good job cleaning your skin. So picking products that clean and don't dry your skin out is important. And then lastly, you still want to use sunblock because especially here in North Carolina, the sun peaks out every couple of days in the winter. So you want to make sure you're still doing your sunblock.
That's a good point because some might think that you only need sunscreen when when it's summer or spring or something like that.
That's true.
Well, what are some things we shouldn't do? Things that could aggravate redness or breakouts?
So, we're at the beginning of December, so we don't have a whole lot of time before Christmas. Not that anybody should panic on the shopping. You still have time for that. But when it comes to your skincare, if you're going to do something, you really want to do it this week and then just go to a basic routine between now and the holidays. Because otherwise, if you have a reaction, if you try something new and you have a breakout, you may not have time to recover from it, especially if you're wanting to be ready for pictures with the family, parties. So you want to be really careful about doing anything too different between now and Christmas.
What is your professional opinion about facials or chemical peels? How far in advance of a holiday gathering would you recommend these?
Facials you're okay for. If you want to do a facial between now and Christmas, you've got time for that. That usually helps with giving you a nice little glow. The chemical peels you've got to be careful on because if you've not had one before and you have a reaction, again, you might not be able to recover before then. So it's definitely something to think about for after the holidays. January is a great time to really dig into taking care of your skin, doing treatments, whether they be facials, lasers, or peels. It's a really good time to do that because you also have the ability to wear, shirts that come up to your chin and you can be home for a little bit longer and hide if you have a little bit longer recovery.
And I do have one question here. How do you know if you're a good candidate for facials or chemical peels if you want to learn more about that or have considered getting something like that?
So if you have skin on your face, you are a great candidate for a facial or for peels. The only time that we're a little more cautious is if there are certain medications. You have to be careful if you're on those that you don't have bad reactions. If you're a smoker, you want to be a little more careful. Your skin may be a little bit more dry or tendency to be more dry. And then the other would just be different skin tones can respond differently to the different treatments. So you definitely want to go to somebody who knows what they're doing so that you don't have a reaction that could cause scarring. So different skin types will react differently to the whole scheme of treatments.
Sure. Now, some people may be tempted to try DIY peels, do-it-yourself, at-home facials, or the latest skincare craze. What are the risks and why is it important to see a medical professional instead?
It is so tempting. With social media the way it is today, there are very creative artists that put together these TikToks and the different things like that that make it look so easy and so safe and the results so good. But you could end up really hurting yourself. And I think the biggest issue is with chemicals is you really could get a chemical burn that could cause contracture. You also have to be really careful because different skin types will also cause pigment changes, permanent pigment changes with the burns. So you have to be really careful because you don't want to have a really nice tanned look and then you have white spots because you had the burn, or dark spots. So you have to be really careful with those home remedies.
Absolutely. And colder temperatures this time of year can be tough on your skin. What steps can we take to help with that?
I have a great example for you. So we've got a nice little kit here, a get ready kit. And this is amazing because it comes with the cleanser. So you want to make sure you've got a nice cleanser that's not going to dry you out. And then this one also has the pads, like you may have seen when you were a kid, the oxy pads, to get a real deep clean without drying you out. And then for the holidays, this is awesome. So this is an exfoliating polish that gives you a nice glow after the shower. So this is a real nice kit to really get yourself ready for the holidays without the risk.
What about sunscreen? What should we be doing in the winter?
That's a really good one, Sydney. Sunblock is still important in the winter because you can still get exposure to the sun that will bring out your dark spots and give you a blanchy look. So, a kind of a go-to would be something like the Elta MD 40. So you don't have to go as high on your SPF as you do in the winter. I'm sorry, in the summer. So you can do a 40, and that makes it a little less greasy. It does really well under makeup as well, and for men as well, because you're still going to get that sun exposure and that sun damage. So you still want to do sunblock, and you can use it first thing in the morning, and do something like a 40 SPF.
Maybe that could be a good holiday gift, because for those who still have people on their holiday shopping list to buy for, or maybe you want to drop a hint to someone about a gift they could give you, what are some gift ideas for healthy skin or for the skincare lover in your life?
Skincare is a great idea. You have to be a little bit careful because you don't want to get something that may be a little harsh on the person's skin. So sunblocks are great items. Soaps, also moisturizers are really good. So for example, here's one for daily night repair. That's not showing up too good, but it's a ZO product that's really good for hydration. Also, eye creams are really good. But you can also just do a gift certificate. That way, people are encouraged to go and get something that they really feel like they need, while not risking the side effects. So, uh, gift cards are a really good idea.
Yeah, I love gift cards. And what about skincare gifts for men, as they need to take care of their skin too? Do men need different skincare products than women?
They're very similar. The difference really comes in when there's a lot of facial hair. Then you may want to do something a little bit different because then you may only have a little bit showing. But it's still really important, especially because if the gentleman wants to shave, there can be a big difference between the cheek area and the lower area once they do shave. So sunblock becomes really important there so that they don't have an opposite 5 o'clock shadow.
Absolutely. And when buying skincare products as a gift for someone or for yourself, are there certain things, certain labels we should look out for or avoid?
Well, there are a lot of good products out there, but you're going to get the best bang for your buck if you go to a professional. There are a lot of products online at the stores that have really good marketing, but you're paying more than what you're really getting for them. And so if you can go to somebody like a plastic surgeon or a dermatologist, you're going to get more for your money because it's going to be more of a prescription strength than it is for an over-the-counter strength. So that would probably be the wisest use of your funds.
Absolutely. And we talked a lot about the holidays, but let's talk a little bit about the new year as well too for healthy skin. Any specific products when it comes to going into January and all those New Year resolutions?
Yes, so January is a really good time to do your lasers and your chemical peels because you've gotten through the holidays. You may have a little more downtime where you're going to be at home. And so, depending on which lasers you go for example, there are lasers that target the pigment, and those don't have a lot of downtime at all, like 24 hours. And then you have lasers that go deeper and really help with both pigment and with wrinkling and with collagen stimulation. And those may be like 5 days. And so those can be really helpful. Another thing that we haven't talked about before is the Kybella, and that is deoxycholic acid that's used for mainly for the chin area. If you have a little extra padding and you want to get that trimmed down, that's a really good option, and it's a really good one for the winter because you can do a turtleneck or a higher shirt and really hide the swelling that you'll have for a few days. So that's a really good option for January as well.
All right, a lot of good information there and a lot of good products that you showed as well too. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, if you missed this entire conversation, you can find it on WFMYnews2.com.